Paul follows two British friends on the road trip of a lifetime through the American Southwest.
I cannot believe we're going to see Area 51.
Hi. I'm Paul.
After a chance encounter with a runaway alien, sci-fi geeks Graham and Clive jump at the chance to help him find his mothership.
We just got reassigned.
You gentlemen seen anything unusual this evening?
With the trio of FBI agents hot on their trail and their friendship tested, Graham and Clive must choose between their new friend and their future.
Guys, this is too dangerous. I can make it on my own from here.
We are in this together, Paul.
Paul examines the alien experience in America, exposing not only the challenges of fitting in, but the importance of being different.
It's a miracle.
Well, I don't know if you guys are wondering who this strange man is here, but
I wandered in off the street.
Dan just decided to join us since James is off frolicking in New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
I promise to act like James.
Me.
Half hours. I'm smarter than everyone.
Oh my goodness. No, we miss you, James. But that said, the movie we're here to discuss today is Paul. We've all just seen it, so let's talk about it. Chuck, you want to talk about the story?
You know, it's kind of what these guys, Pegg and Frost do best, which is it's a very simple story. And you kind of like, why has no one done that before? A pot smoking ball talking about alien, and then
yes, why not?
Yeah, and and then they take
terrific concept.
But it's it's sort of what they do best, which is that they take a well-worn genre and then they poke fun at it. But it's just not funny. I don't know. I didn't think it was funny here, and I think what they did wrong was that the genre that they're going after, which is sort of road movies, is they're intrinsically funny, whereas this is the things that they've done before have been somewhat serious genres that they've been poking fun at, and it just doesn't work here.
Aside from whether the jokes are funny or not, I feel like I really enjoy Paul, the main character. I feel like his behaviors, for example, he's smoking pot, he's demanding Reese's Pieces, he loves pistachios. It gives a really a depth of complexity to a very stereotype character, instead of just anal probing everybody. And
Did you just go anal probing everybody?
Yes, I went there.
Is it one or two fingers?
I think it's two, right?
This is the universal sign for anal probing.
Is it? Okay. Yeah.
According to American Sign Language.
Are you an alien? To you, I am, yes. Are you going to probe us? Why does everyone always assume that? What am I doing? Am I harvesting farts? How much can I learn from an ass?
What? Let's actually talk about the cast, because I think that, some of the dialogue worked because of the performances. I mean, what did you guys think about Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Christian?
I feel like if you see that it's a Simon Pegg and Nick Frost movie, you're going to get at least some sort of that, like this awkwardness.
Zaniness or craziness.
Yeah, and even like a little nonsense. And I feel like to a certain degree they delivered that, but I also feel like the rest of the cast was really well cast. They were all pretty good comedic actors.
No, it was really well cast. They just were underused.
Yeah.
Well, I
misused. And like we talked about, Paul was the best character, and they just didn't explore.
There wasn't enough time with the alien because we had to focus on this weird Christian side story.
Exactly.
Who cares?
They taught, and it felt very tossed in too. So
for me, I have to say that it was fun seeing some of what I consider to be some of the quirkiest, funniest comedic talent out there probably in the last decade, right?
You want to see more from them now?
Absolutely. And to be quite honest, that would be the only reason to see this, is to see them all together in one film. The problem is that the writing doesn't really give them anything serious to work with. So when we're talking about the Ruth Buggs, I'm thinking of Edgar Bug, which is like, Men in Black. But anyway, the Kristen Wiig character, her being this cussing woman who suddenly is released from her fundamentalism, who can now freely cuss and freely fornicate. The cussing references weren't even funny. I thought the cussing was better in The King's Speech.
I thought it was a little bit funny.
Oh, they were like these
parts of it were funny, but it kind of read like she almost had like Tourette's or something.
Right.
It just felt very forced.
The problem is they just went for like a shit ton of low-hanging fruit, and it was just kind of disappointing because these guys have been in the past. Well, really, if you look at the people that are behind this movie, it's some of the funniest people in the last decade, or responsible for some of the funniest movies in the last decade, and this is a movie that's based on jokes about Christian fundamentalist, two friends that everyone thinks are gay, and a woman who swears a lot. You know what I mean? The funniest part of the movie, like you said, is this wisecracking alien that's barely on screen.
Yeah, he disappears. You lose track of the alien, and thus lose track of the entire movie.
But didn't you think, for me, Seth Rogen, every time Paul opened his mouth, I saw Seth Rogen.
Get your goddamn hands off my motherfucking junk.
You know what? I think, though, like some of what may have gone wrong with the performances really has a lot to do with directing. I mean, what did you guys think about, you know, Greg Mottola?
Yeah, I felt like he kind of he just didn't deliver. You know, he didn't show up to do his job. He didn't.
Was he super bad?
He was super bad.
In comparison to his other movies.
Super bad. Yeah, his other movies are great. Superbad, I think, is one of the top comedies in the last 10 years, and Adventureland was really enjoyable. Good, yeah. But this one, I felt like, you know, he just sort of, he knew that it was going to make, I think this movie will make a lot of money, and I think he knows that. So I feel like he just didn't put the effort he needed to put into it to make it great.
I don't know. I kind of feel like with all of that open road exposure, this is one of the things that makes us realize that it's a road picture, right? All of these beautiful shots of landscape and across the Southwest and so on. That becomes a way of letting your form support your story, right? Yeah. And he doesn't integrate that. And I think it takes a lot of the energy out of the film, unlike something like Superbad.
For me, I think what really could have made or broke this film was the quality of the alien. How did Paul work for you guys?
If you just look at him as it is, I feel like they did a really good job considering they also only had $40 million to do all these special effects. But I feel like ultimately it did kind of take me out of the picture a little bit because it does look like CGI. That's my personal opinion for me.
I thought the effects were fine.
Well, I bought it. I just feel like I wish they would have made it a little bit more.
I love that he had the cosmos in his eyes.
I thought, you know, maybe it was just Seth Rogen's voice, but I thought the character was really, you know, was charming. Like we said a million times, he's the best part of the movie, and you don't get enough of it.
Live, over the last 60 years, the human race has been drip-fed images of my face on lunchboxes and t-shirts. In case our species do meet, you don't have a spaz attack. I did not have a spaz attack! Don't do it again!
Well, I would just say we need to end the ambivalence here. Put this review out of its misery and vote. So
I think it's indicative of the mediocrity.
So the film is Paul. Shall we see it, stream it, or skip it? Wayne?
Well, for me, I'm definitely one of those ambivalent folks, but I got some genuine laughs out of this movie, and I felt some of the references were really cute and clever, but ultimately it wasn't as funny as I wanted it to be, and I probably wouldn't see it in the theater. But maybe at some point, if I get stoned at home, I'll watch it on the big screen. Small screen, excuse me. So for me, stream it.
Ooh, half ticket.
Well, I too thought that there were some funny moments. I really liked a lot of the sci-fi, other alien film references, and I thought that was fun. And I liked seeing this cast. And so, even though there's nothing particularly cinematic about the movie, watch it at home on your flat screen.
Or
so
Netflix,
I'm going to say, stream it.
All right.
Great. Dan?
I really wanted to like this movie because I've seen the show and you guys just kind of shit on every movie, so I thought I'd be like the one positive reviewer, but...
Oh, you thought it would be so easy to be Mr. Optimist.
Yeah, but I just couldn't get myself to like this one. I found myself checking a text message from my mom, and that is a sign of absolute boredom for me, so I gotta go with the skip it.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, this one was kind of, it just wasn't funny, and it was sort of like when your really funny friend makes such a bad and poorly thought out joke that you...
Why are you looking at me?
It's happened. You know, you see the guy make and you just can't look at him the same way ever again. His sort of like arresting blue eyes. You can't, and it's just, you're kind of just disgusted by his humanity.
The chemistry is so palpable here. Great.
It's like, what the fuck happened? And,
are they playing footsie under the table?
You ruined it, stepping all over my fucking punchline of my joke. I skipped it. Fuck it. Chin chin.
Wait. Let's put the friggin' glasses down.
We just want to end the ambivalence.
I know. So we've got 2 half tickets, which is a stream it for Paul. All right.
Alrighty.
Now chin chin to James.
Chin chin. All right.
And to Dan.